open wide, leave it all behind. So open your mind and realize that your beautiful world could take my life. And I'm sinking under, drowning faster, please just let me breathe. The air is leaving and I'm lost in need of you again. You break me down and you make me surrender. We are as Romeo and Juliet. So many years have passed the day since we fell in love and promised we'd never separate. But it seems the time has come that you run my life with no hope to fight and no time to hide. And I'm sinking under, drowning faster, please just let me breathe. The air is leaving and I'm lost in need of you again. You break me down and you make me surrender. We are as Romeo and Juliet. To a code we all swore, for this life we have chosen. We are but soldiers to a common war we fight, and to this passion of love we may fail and die. I'm slipping further, we're falling faster, we're growing stronger. Let's not grow weaker than I know. You break me down and you make me surrender. We are as Romeo and Juliet. Behind said Isaac said goodbyes. Will we fall back again? Linked eye as Romeo and Juliet.
Tonight, 12 drivers enter and 8 will leave still dreaming of a championship. It's the final round of the Contender 12 round of the chase at Kansas Speedway, live on PBR Broadcasting. Welcome and thank you for joining us here tonight at Kansas Speedway. I'm Stephen Parks and I'll be bringing you all the action live here tonight. Tonight's race is 145 laps, equating for just over 217 miles, making it just over 50% of NASCAR distance. Tonight's corners will be roughly 17 to 20 degrees of banking, with the front stretch at 11 degrees and the back stretch banked at 9. Tonight's biggest challenge will be running the car as close to the wall as you can without taking too much damage. And as we get ready for tonight's race, let's take a look at the chase bracket. After 2 rounds, we do have 2 drivers locked into the Eliminator 8. Keith Maidel locked his way into the Eliminator 8 with his win at Charlotte, while Shane Papala would join Maidel with his win at Talladega. The next 6 in based on points currently are Joe Mitchell, Adam Baker, Luke Bay Gonzalez, Kurt Davidson, Aaron Riley, and Seth Hatchell. The first 4 out based on points are Chris Samard, David Gainforth, David Howard Jr., and Stephen Burnett, who we do know will miss the rest of the chase due to other obligations. All the chase drivers will have the Monster Energy green next to their numbers. And we clicked the wrong button and went to black there for just one moment. But we do see here Adam Baker, who is not locked into the Eliminator 8, is running the fastest time out on the track. And it does look like we are missing 2. So looks like we do have 10 chase drivers out there. Let's see if we can get a count real quick. Yes, that is correct. We do have 10 chase drivers out there. We have a 15 car field. So we're expecting some green flag runs, but this is a tough track. Let's see if we can possibly get the... Haven't done this in a while. We're trying to find track conditions. There we go. See the track conditions for Kansas Speedway: 78 degrees with the 55% humidity. It's like a 3 km/h wind. Not getting the distance out of there. Partly cloudy. Track temp is a boiling 103. So these guys will have slick conditions out there tonight. And trying to hold that car on the top line makes it even tougher with the slick conditions. But now, as always, we'll step away for tonight's national anthem. We'll go to a commercial right after that, and we'll come back to qualifying live here on PBR Broadcasting.
Guys.
And now, the most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your
Shaking that night, you got me sweating all over. Down on the killing floor. All I know, everyone is talking, everybody told me so. Though I say, hold me in your pocket, baby, baby, let me stay. Oh. You got me down on the killing floor. Yeah, down on the killing floor. Treat me wrong, fill me up with sorrow, suffer in your cheating ways. Oh, my Everybody tells me so. Shake me down, leave me with the pieces, baby, let me go. Oh, you turn me on, you treat me wrong. You hold me down, darling. You got me down on the killing floor.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
All right, and we are in the final minute and a half of practice. Keith Meidel has taken over that top time. As we're watching right here, this is Shane Papala and Joe Mitchell in the 18. These two drivers, actually, Shane is locked in. Joe looking to lock himself in. He had a win in the final, or in the round of 16 to start the chase. Hasn't had one here in the Contender 12 series. He's looking to lock himself in, grab a few bonus points leading to the Contender, or the Eliminator 8 round of the chase. As after tonight, we will have 3 more races before we have our final 4. And then we will head to Homestead, Miami for the championship race here for the Lazy Days Racing Southern Motorsports Lazy Days Racing Cup Series. Sorry about that. And we will crown our 2017 champion. Some other things coming up for the Southern Motorsports Racing League. They will have a Cadillac series in the winter on Tuesday nights. They will also be racing the MX-5s at a couple road courses. Actually, they are going to use a lot of the NASCAR tracks for those. So these guys don't have to worry about going out and buying tracks for road courses. They're also going to do a Daytona team race later in the season there. And then Thursday nights, they will be doing the IndyCar Oval. So should be some fun racing in the winter. We will not be live here in the winter time though. So if you want to catch those races, make sure to look them up on iRacing. You can watch anytime in the watch tab. But they are going to qualifying now. And it is open qualify tonight. 15 drivers will take to the field, trying to get times in. I see a couple here and there not take times. As hopefully we're gonna have to lower the sim because we got the mic maxed out at the moment, so we will let's see if that works a little bit better. As we have not had a time go down quite yet. We do have a bunch of drivers out on the track, though. Kurt Davidson, Lupe Gonzalez, and Paul Cohen are the three who are not taken to the track. As it looks like pretty much everybody else has been on the track a little bit, trying to get a time in. Lupe Gonzalez now takes to the pits, so he might be jumping in the car, getting ready to go. Shane Papala does take over the top time for the moment with a 28.986. Great time by him. Keith Mile will take it over, though, with a 28.888. Saw a huge wreck in turn one, and hopefully these guys get everything out of their systems during qualifying. Do have 10 times on the board. The last time is Justin Kern. Great to see him back racing tonight. As Justin Kern will now be knocked out of the top 10. Jeff Glockner takes the 10th position. Still waiting for Kurt Davidson, Lupe Gonzalez, Paul Cohen, and Brian Neff to take times. But Keith Mino still does hold on to that top time. We are halfway through practice now, and it does look like we had one other taker to take a time, as Kurt Davidson, Lupe Gonzalez, Paul Cohen, the 4 without times, or 3 without times. We did have 4. I'm trying to figure out who that 4th one. Brian Neff, he actually moves up into 8th now. So with 2 minutes left, we still have a lot of time. Lupe Gonzalez trying to get a lap in. As we know, you tap that wall, your time is done. And he's running out of time to try to get a lap in. He has now got just over a minute and a half left to try to go around and get one time in the book. As it looks like Kurt Davidson and Paul Cohen are not even thinking about getting in their cars to put times up. They are not taking times here tonight, so we'll expect to see them at the back of the field to start. Right now your top 5 is Keith Mato, Chris Samard, Seth Hatchell, Shane Papala, and Adam Baker. Shane Papala locked in, Keith Mato locked in. Those 2 drivers don't have anything to worry about other than blocking somebody else from getting in. They could potentially take away a spot from a driver who's outside the top 8 trying to get in. Watching Lupe Gonzalez still, as he's got roughly 45 seconds, keeps it off the wall in 1. Here he comes around to turn number 3. And it does look like he will get 1 lap in. We'll see where it puts him. Is that man? No, there we go. He is up in 7th now. So Lupe Gonzalez got to get 1 lap in, and it's the only one that's going to count for him here in the 5-minute qualifying. Kurt Davidson, Paul Cohen not taking those times, so we do have 13 qualifiers. As checker flag will come out, though, we'll wrap up qualifying. And they're actually going to give him quite a lot of time on the track. They gave him 35 seconds to finish up their qualifying laps. As Adam Baker's going to come around one more time, try to bump off Keith Mayato. And it doesn't look like he quite did it. Not getting a last lap time for Adam Baker, as he might have clipped the wall. And the time has run up. We're going to the grid now. Take a look at tonight's starting grid. Starting on the pole will be Keith Mayato of GAC Racing. On his outside, Adam Baker of MB Motorsports will start second. Chris Samard of GAC Racing will start third tonight, and Seth Hatchell of MB Motorsports will start fourth. Shane Papala of MB Motorsports will start fifth, and Lynn McNeese of GAC Racing will start sixth. Lupe Gonzalez of 575 Motorsports will start seventh, and Aaron Riley of SoMO Racing will start eighth. Brian Neff of Can-Am Racing will start ninth tonight, and Joe Mitchell of MB Motorsports will start 10th. Justin Kern of Max Rev Motorsports will start 11th. David Gainforth of GAC Racing will start 12th. Jeff Glockner of SoMO Racing will start 13th. Kurt Davidson of SoMO Racing will start 14th. And rounding out your field tonight will be Paul Buzz Cohen starting in 15th for GAC Racing. And as we get ready for the green flag tonight, we want to remind everyone at home to hit that subscribe button, because next week, the Lazy Days Cup Series kicks off the Eliminator 8 round at the Paperclip Martinsville Speedway, and you can catch all the action live here on PBR Broadcasting. And the pace car has dipped off. The green flag is out. We're racing off to racing here. 145 laps of contender racing at Kansas Speedway. And Seth Hatchell, or Keith Mayato, does get out to a great jump on the 48 of Adam Baker. Chris Samard now moves into second, as it doesn't look like he will be able to keep it around Adam Baker. Yes, he will. Adam Baker fighting back on that top side. We're going to see that top line, the preferred line here tonight. As Seth Hatchell moves into third, Chris Samard's going to dip behind the 8. So single file already here tonight, as this track is really a one groove track, especially when the tires start to wear off. Lupe running in 7th. He is staying still where he started. He's actually trying to make a move on Shane Papala now. As he's actually going to fall in line, let it run out. Brian Neff looking to the inside, not going to get the run he wants down there though. Justin Kern running in 9th. He is in front of Joe Mitchell. As we are going to have a pass, Lupe Gonzalez on the inside of Shane Papala. As they're going to go into 1, 2 wide. He does get the run on the bottom line to start the corner, but can he hold it coming off the corner? He's going to go right in front. No, he's not. He's going to stay on the inside of Shane. Looked like he was going to do a dirt move and pull up right in front of him as they go into 3. Side by side they go, almost touching. They will not though, and Brian Neff kind of sitting back, looking at these guys, waiting for a chance to get a spot gain. Joe Mitchell will move ahead of Justin Kern on the bottom line. Go back out here though. This battle is cleared out. We do have a pass for the lead for a moment. Adam Baker putting the pressure on the 09 of Keith Mayato, who's trying to get his second win of the Eliminator 8 round, or the Contender 12 round of the chase. Pass near the back. These guys are still battling for position right now. Kurt Davidson's getting around the 51 of Paul Cohen. Now he's looking at the 24 in front of him with the 101 of David Gainforth also up there. We did have a pass. I believe it was Lupe moving up into 6th. He is getting around the 84 of Lynn McNeese, who is falling back quick. Lynn already 2 positions lost from the start of this race, as he now goes down to 3 lost as he falls behind Joe Mitchell. Joe Mitchell already left Justin Kern and has pulled up to this battle in front of him between Brian Neff. Actually, Brian Neff has lost Lupe Gonzalez now. Joe Mitchell goes to the inside of Brian Neff as he's gonna pass Brian Neff, it looks like, for a moment, as Brian Neff fights back in the corner and will take the position back. 84 of Lynn McNeese into the wall. He is now getting passed up by the 2 of Justin Kern. So already a little bit of movement. We do have a new leader, by the way. Adam Baker did take it over from Keith Mayato, as Keith's starting to drop with now Seth Hatchell and Chris Samard on his back bumper. As we'll check out this 3-car battle between Keith Mayato, Seth Hatchell, and Chris Samard. You see Chris Samard starting to fall off of that pace. Seth Hatchell right on the back bumper. He is looking to lock his way in. As right now he is the, if you will, gatekeeper to the Eliminator 8. He is in 8th place right now. Let's take a look more through the field. Chris Samard is running fourth. The last car in the top 5 is Shane Papala. Lupe Gonzalez still fighting back there, trying to get around him. And right now the fastest lap does belong to Adam Baker. We're still looking around the field, as we're starting to get spread out already. Joe Mitchell back quite a ways from Lupe Gonzalez. Passing the back of the field once again. Jeff Glockner gets around Paul Cohen. Brian Neff goes around Joe Mitchell. We'll go back to this battle with Lupe Gonzalez. He is still sitting in 6th. He has moved up quite a ways from the start of this race here tonight. Guess we're waiting to see exact numbers. Actually, right now he has only gained a position. We do have the biggest mover tonight so far is Kurt Davidson, up 3 positions into 11th. He was one of the non-takers for qualifying. as Joe Mitchell does get back around. Brian Neffy's on that inside line though at the moment. And he's not going to beat him to the line. And Brian Neff is actually going to clear him pretty easily on that top line. Shane Papala gets around Chris Samard to move into the 4th position. And we do have a caution. Looks like Justin Kern was involved. Yes, he is sitting on the track. First caution of the night. Let's take a look back at it. It was Joe Mitchell into the wall, and Justin Kern with nowhere to go goes around for a spin. That will be our first caution of the night. On lap 17. As Justin Kern's still moving, he does have significant damage on that 2 car. Unfortunate break for the for Justin Kern right now. He actually doesn't have a hood on that car either. Not sure how much damage Joe Mitchell has. He hit the wall pretty hard. He actually has pretty damaged bumper right now. Looks like the right front quarter panel is also beat up pretty good. But Adam Baker will bring these guys down pit lane for the first stop of the night. Oh, we were waiting for them to come down pit road. No takers for 2 tires early on in this race here tonight. Adam Baker does get off first. And Keith Mayato is going to lose a lot of positions. He's fallen. Did he get caught speeding? I'm wondering, as he drops all the way back to 7th on that stop, giving Kurt Davidson the lead. Actually, we are showing Kurt Davidson not pitting. Kurt Davidson going to lead a lap. Adam Baker was the first out of the pits. As Lynn McNeese, Joe Owen, and Justin Kern remain on pit road. Lynn McNeese now pulling off of the pits. And he's joined by Joe Mitchell. As Kurt Davidson now does come down pit road, he gets that lap led. Gets the bonus point. As we are now seeing Lupe Gonzalez up into 4th. Your top 5 right now: Adam Baker, Seth Hatchell, Shane Papala, and Lupe Gonzalez. As that was a pretty quick caution. We have already doubled them up. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing already. As the pace car is getting ready to dip off of pit road. Pace car has dipped off, getting ready for that green flag to be out once again. Green flag is out. We're back to racing here at Kansas Speedway. Is it Seth Hatchell to the line? Yes, it is. Seth Hatchell will get a lap led. But Adam Baker fights right back on that bottom line. Can he hold it? He is clear of Seth Hatchell, so he will go up top. Shane Papala now stuck down on the bottom line. As they are getting close to a lapped car already. Trying to get a number on that car. I do believe it's either the 18 or the 24. As it does look like it is Joe Mitchell up there. No, excuse me. Yes, that does look like it's Joe Mitchell actually. As he is currently 27.7 seconds back. Leaders are catching him pretty quickly right now. So 13 drivers on the lead lap. Kurt Davidson goes one lap down. And Adam Baker has taken a pretty good lead on the field. He's out to a half-second lead over Seth Hatchell. Lupe Gonzalez fighting to get ahead of Shane Papala once again. As your whole top five is chase drivers. These guys are all battling to get locked in. Take a quick look around the field. Adam Baker is your leader. Seth Hatchell in second. Shane Papala third. Lupe Gonzalez in fourth. Keith Mayato currently showing in fifth. Aaron Riley in sixth. Chris Samard seventh. Brian Neff in eighth. David Gainforth in ninth. Paul Cohen in 10th. Jeff Glockner in 11th. Lynn McNeese in 12th. Joe Mitchell is still on the lead lap. He's got Adam Baker coming up to him, but he is in 13th. Kurt Davidson one lap down in 14th. And Justin Kern on pit road in 15th. As now Joe Mitchell does go a lap down. He gives up that spot to Adam Baker. Goes around him pretty quickly, and he has extended his lead now out to 0.7 of a second over Seth Hatchell. As now Seth Hatchell will have to get around Joe Mitchell. as Seth Hatchell hasn't really gained any time now on Adam Baker. Behind him, Lupe Gonzalez is getting ready to get around the 18 now, as we're starting to see some of those lap cars mixed into the top 5. Actually, Joe Mitchell is the only lap car mixed in there. Other 2 lap cars on the track are, let's see if they are lapped. I don't believe they are lapped. Yeah, they are not lapped. That is, not sure who that is, around Kurt Davidson. I'll look back to see if maybe we can figure out who is, that's Lynn McNeese. As they are getting pretty close to picking up Kurt Davidson will go 2 laps down. Lynn McNeese would go 1 down. As Joe Mitchell now behind the top 5. So he is still in the lucky dog position. Kurt Davidson, on the other hand, is about half a track length already back from the leader, as he's already a lap down, and with him is Lynn McNeese. Adam Baker really hasn't had trouble since the start of this stint. We are going to see pit stops roughly between 34 and 40 laps. They do have 17 on this set of tires already, as they're ticking them off. Lap 35 now. As Adam Baker is starting to lose a little bit of time to Seth Hatchell in second. Looking at the gap, it's bumped. Actually, Keith Mayato now into third. He gets the pass around Lupe Gonzalez, who did get around Shane Papala. So your top 5 right now is, as shown, Adam Baker, Seth Hatchell, Keith Mayato, Lupe Gonzalez, and Shane Papala. And Paul Buzz Cohen is your biggest mover at the moment, as he struggled early in this race, but he has gained 4 positions from 15th up to 11th. And we are still showing 2 cars off, or 1 lap down, as Joe Mitchell and Kurt Davidson both lap down, waiting for a possible lucky dog situation. But we have been running green for quite some time here, getting ready to come to 20 laps since the last stop for these guys. As we do have 108 laps remaining. As we're seeing that lead for Adam Baker fall down to 2/10 now. Seth Hatchell looking to get around. He is looking to lock his way into the Eliminator 8, but so is Adam Baker. Seth Hatchell still on the back bumper. He is closing that gap up ever so slightly every single lap. And he is not even running the fastest lap. Fastest laps are belonging to Keith Mato at the moment. Fastest lap on the track for the whole race still does belong to Adam Baker. But Seth Hatchell has closed it now up to a 1/10 lead. Adam Baker now with 33 laps led here, 42 laps into this race. Into the wall, the 48 goes. He will gather it back together. But that will get Seth Hatchell even closer. As Keith Mato is looking to get closer each and every lap he's on the track. Adam Baker still leading this race as we're coming to lap 45. And Seth Hatchell still looking for a way around the 48, as really this late in a run, you're gonna really, there's no lane to pass, as that bottom lane's nearly impossible to run on. But they are getting near a pit stop. 28 laps on these tires. As we hit lap 45, let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. Which driver has the most starts at Kansas Speedway without a DNF? Stay tuned, because on lap 125, we'll reveal the answer. Seth Hatchell looks to the inside line. He's going to try to take that run down there late in the stint. He is going to gain the position, then lose it right away back to the 48 of Adam Baker. And now Keith Mato's looking to pounce, as Keith Mato sits back in third. .48 into the wall once again. As Adam Baker's actually gaining a lot of time now on Seth Hatchell. Not sure what happened to the 8. We'll take a look back, as we are also getting confirmation that the 2 has taken his car behind the wall. So the 2, Justin Kern, calls it a night. 3 cars, 1 lap down. Joe Mitchell, Kurt Davidson, and Chris Samard now 1 lap down. as it's still Adam Baker, Seth Hatchell, Keith Midle. We'll take a look around the field before the green flag stops happen. Lupe Gonzalez is running 4th, Shane Papala in 5th, Aaron Riley in 6th, Brian Neff 7th, David Gainforth in 8th, Jeff Glockner in 9th, Paul Cohen in 10th, Lynn McNeese in 11th, Joe Mitchell in 12th, Chris Samard 13th, as he's going to pass up the 41 of Kurt Davidson, who's now in 14th. As they are coming to 34 laps on these tires. We did have one driver take to the pits already. That was Chris Samard, who now only has 4 laps on his tires. He's going to start to pick up some time on these guys, as he is running almost a second and a half faster than the rest of the field at the moment. We'll wait to see when other drivers take to the pits. But right now, Seth Hatchell has closed the gap once again on Adam Baker. "92 laps do remain here tonight." As we saw Seth Hatchell fall off there for a little bit, giving up some more time to Adam Baker, as he's still going to have, we are going to have a pit stop. Lupe Gonzalez down to the pit road, giving up 5th to Aaron Riley, as Lupe is going to fall one more position to Brian Neff. So we're within that range of pit stops. 36 laps on these tires for these guys. As Adam Baker once again into the wall. You can see who might come down this time around. We do have a caution, and I believe it was Paul Buzz Cohen. And we'll try to find him on the track. He is already in the pits. Let's take a look what happened with our second caution of the night. And I think we went back a little far there. We're not catching what happened. Not sure what happened to the 51 here, but he has already he towed his car to the pits. We're looking to see maybe what happened. In the meantime, they aren't doing their pit stops. We'll look. Oh, he lost it on the front stretch, right into the wall, right in front of the 41 of Kurt Davidson. And a blown motor for the 51, as he's going to lock it down, and he is going to tow it. We will, Jeff Glockner does stay out. And it's showing him in the lead for the moment, as Chris Samard I'm not sure if we have a timing mistake here, because we are showing Jeff Glockner in the front of this race. Chris Samard and Lupe Gonzalez at the tail end. And I'm wondering, was the wreck between... Oh, Lupe and Chris had both gone down pit road. So Chris is going to take back to the pits. Lupe is going to stay out to get his lap back. Jeff Glockner did come back down pit road, giving the lead back up to Adam Baker. And we are going to step away for just a moment while we are under caution here.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
And we are now doubled up, getting ready to go back green flag racing here tonight. On lap 58, coming to 59. 2 cautions here tonight, but Adam Baker on those fresh tires, seeing if he can get it done. Aaron Riley in 4th, and David Gainforth does round out your top 5 at the moment, as Lupe Gonzalez and Chris Samard, they suffered hard for pitting early there. As here we go, they're coming around turn number 4. Pace car getting ready to dip off into pit road. There it goes. Adam Baker will bring him to the line. Green flag is out once again, and we're racing once again here at Kansas Speedway. Adam Baker again with a great jump on that bottom line. Can he hold it though? Keith Mayato on his back bumper as well. Aaron Riley does look pretty solid there in 4th. Keith Mayato hasn't cleared the 8 quite yet. He is going to push ahead in front of the 8 on the backstretch. Getting up into the corner, they will go all high. So far, Adam Baker is out front, leading this thing with no problem. And Adam Baker is still out to that commanding lead. 0.4 seconds. We're going to take a look around the field. Keith Mayato is in 2nd right now. Seth Hatchell in 3rd. Shane Papala in 4th. Aaron Riley back to 5th. He has now got Brian Neff on his back bumper. And behind Aaron Riley, you have Brian Neff. David Gainforth is holding off a charging field behind him. That includes Joe Mitchell, Lynn McNeese, Lupe Gonzalez, Jeff Glockner, Kurt Davidson in that mix. They are going, look like for a moment, 3 wide. But Kurt Davidson is currently 1 lap down. He is battling for that lucky dog position as Chris Samard is right next to him. Kurt Davidson does battle around the 101 of David Gainforth. Kurt Davidson did battle around Chris Samard, now trying to get around David Gainforth as well. Do have a position battle in 9th. Lupe Gonzalez battling with Lynn McNeese. As we still have a huge cluster of cars up here. In the meantime, though, top 3 have checked out from the rest of the field. 18 into the wall. The 53 and 84 go down and around him. And your biggest mover at the moment is the 101 of David Gainforth, who's got 5 positions gained tonight. Does look like Joe Mitchell will battle back around the 84. Aaron Riley does pass up in the top 5. He actually gains a position over Brian Neff, who took the position. He's going to get it right back, though, as they are still battling for the top 5. Aaron Riley looking great out here tonight at Kansas. Brian Neff takes it pretty quickly. He's going to move up the track, though. Does he get into Aaron Riley? No, he doesn't. He's going to clear him. Aaron Riley going to do the crossover, as he is now at the bottom of... Oh, and they're going to get turned. The 60 is going to get turned. He is now up into the track. He now goes into the wall. It looked like a little bit of netcode there from the 33. We're going to take a look really quick, as that was close racing. Chris Samard will be your lucky dog. Take a look at the third caution of the night. We're going to go back a little bit more. We probably went too far there. But we are going to go to the far chase cam, as here they go, coming out of turn number 4. Yeah, you got to leave that one to netcode. Brian Neff did everything in his power to try to keep it out of everybody. And it looks like he collects the 18 of Joe Mitchell. He does, and the 24 of Jeff Glockner. So 2 drivers who did not need that damage get a little bit there. So down pit road they come here, and as they go to lap 70. As we'll wait for them to get down to the pits. Chris Samard and Kurt Davidson are both out still. They are lapped cars. As Chris Samard will get the wave around. It does look like Brian Neff, Joe Mitchell, Paul Cohen, and Justin Kern all down on pit road. Justin Kern has retired for the night. And it's Adam Baker off pit road early once again. Aaron Riley in 3rd. Lynn McNeese 4th. And David Gainforth in 5th. We are going to watch Kurt Davidson to see if he comes down pit road this time. As right now he is staying out, trying to get his lap back. And Kurt Davidson will stay out. He will get the wave around when they get the 2 to go. We'll step away for a quick break, and we'll be back when these guys go back to green flag racing here at Kansas Speedway.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
And it does look like we're getting ready to double them up. They're going to come across. And pace car lights do go out. Kurt Davidson getting the wave around. So we will have 1 to green. Shane Papala is on the outside of the 48 of Adam Baker. This top 5 is the most mixed top 5 we've seen all day tonight. As Adam Baker, who started second up front, Shane Papala, who started 5th, is in second. Aaron Riley from 8th to 3rd. Lynn McNeese from 6th to 4th. And Seth Hatchell from 4th back to 5th. Your pole sitter tonight, Keith Motto, all the way back in 8th. This pace car is getting ready to dip off of to pit road. They're going into 3 right now. And we do have 1 car catching up to the field. And that is still Kurt Davidson catching the field as these guys get ready to go green. And he will catch the field just in time. Pace car has dipped off. You see him at the back of that pack. And the green flag is out once again here as they come to lap 73 tonight at Kansas. And it is Adam Baker. No, Shane Papala is going to steal it late. So Shane Papala will collect a bonus point here tonight. But up the hill he goes, and Aaron Riley moves into second to give the 48 a battle. He's going to slide right in front of the 89 of Shane Papala. As right now your top 3 is Adam Baker, Aaron Riley, and Shane Papala. Behind them you do have Lynn McNeese, Seth Hatchell trying to get into the mix. As he moves into the top 5, passing the 101 of David Gainforth. Then behind, next to David Gainforth, you have the 09 of Keith Mayato. As he is going to push the 101 as hard as he can right now. And Aaron Riley starting to fall. The 84 of Lynn McNeese moves into the top 3. And Aaron Riley fights back on that top side, and he is going to gain the position back, as it does look like Lynn McNeese might lose another one now. But Seth Hatchell trying to battle back on the top side. And Seth Hatchell will clear him. And Keith Mayato is going to gain a position as Lynn McNeese looks like he went straight to the bottom to try to avoid the 09. And while we watch these top 5 really battle it out, Adam Baker has checked away 1 second. And with Adam Baker up front, let's take a look at where guys started tonight. Adam Baker has now led 68 laps. He sits up front, started second. Shane Papala, who started 5th, has 1 lap led. He sits in 2nd place. Aaron Riley started 8th tonight. He is sitting in 3rd. Behind him, you do have Seth Hatchell, who has 1 lap led, started 4th tonight. Keith Mato, who started on the pole, has 6 laps led. And he is currently showing in 5th. Behind him, you do have Chris Samard, who started 3rd tonight. He is sitting up in 6th. Len McNeese, who started in 6th, has fallen back to 7th. David Gainforth, who started 12th, is in 8th. Lupe Gonzalez, who is in 7th, who started 7th tonight, is now in 9th, actually. As Jeff Glockner falls back 1, he started 13th, and he is now in 10th. Kurt Davidson back on the lead lap after a rough start to the race. He has 1 lap led. He also started 14th tonight. He is now in 11th. Brian Neff on pit road, so is Joe Mitchell, Paul Cohen, and Justin Kern. But your leader still out. Actually, he's extended that lead out to a 2.5. Shane Papala still in 2nd. Aaron Riley in 3rd. As we're going to Adam Baker really has checked out away from the field. Looking at the track map, there is a pretty good distance as he's basically in the next corner by the time he's in 2 by the time these guys hit 1. But Aaron Riley doing a great job holding off Seth Hatchell right now for the 3rd position. Keith Mato in that 5th position. You have Chris Samard, Lynn McNeese, David Gainforth, Lupe Gonzalez, and Jeff Glockner rounding out your top 10. Last car on the lead lap is Kurt Davidson, who is about a quarter of the track behind Adam Baker right now. 10-second gap between 1st and 11th. The rest of the field is still in pit roads, or still in the pit road. So no real movement there. The pole sitter sitting back. Actually, we're looking here. Chris Samard. That's seeing what maybe it was telling us here. The fastest lap last lap was the leader, Adam Baker. As it's time they come around, it does not belong to Adam Baker. It belongs to Keith Mato, who is in 5th. So Keith Mato picking up a little bit of time on Adam Baker as he is out to a 2-second lead over Shane Papala. And Aaron Riley still in here battling with the 8 of Seth Hatchell as they come to lap 87. And as we continue to race here, we want to remind everyone at home to hit that subscribe button, because next week, The Lazy Days Cup Series kicks off the Eliminator 8 round of the chase at the Paperclip Martinsville Speedway, and you can catch all the action live here on PBR Broadcasting. As we are going to see a pass now for that third position. Seth Hatchell goes down to the bottom line. He has had enough of sitting behind Aaron Riley, as he is not going to quite get it right there in 1 and 2. As he's actually going to lose some time to Aaron Riley. And I think the go time was starting to kick in for Seth Hatchell, because the 09 of Keith Mayato is starting to catch up to him pretty quickly. Adam Baker still holding on to that top 3. Take a look around Aaron Riley holding on to that top 3. Shane Papala right in front of them. Let's take a look at Seth Hatchell's 3-car battle here between Aaron Riley and Keith Mayato. He's got pretty equal distance. Actually, he has given up a little bit of time. Actually, never mind, he has not. It's about quite equal distance between those 3 cars right now. You have quite the distance in front of Aaron Riley to Shane Papala, but Aaron Riley's starting to close up on Shane. Seth Hatchell running in that 4th position. Take a look around the field once again. Adam Baker is your leader. He is still climbing in that distance ahead of the field. Shane Papala, we did just have a pass in the top 5. We'll get to it in just a second. Shane Papala in 2nd. Aaron Riley in 3rd. Keith Mayato to the bottom line of Seth Hatchell. He's not going to make it work. Seth Hatchell battled back for that 4th position. Keith Mayato in 5th. In 6th is Chris Simard. 7th is Lupe Gonzalez. 8th is David Gainforth. Lynn McNeeson 9th. Jeff Glockner in 10th. And your last car on the track, Kurt Davidson. Adam Baker out to that 2.3 second lead. We'll go back to the battles though. Shane Papala is in 2nd, and right there you see Keith Mayato battling with Seth Hatchell. Still, that 3-car pack really turning into a 4-car pack as they're on lap 95. They have 25 laps on these tires. You have one driver with almost 40. That is Kurt Davidson. He is was kind of hoping for a caution to come out, but it doesn't look like he will get it. He's 14, almost 15 seconds back from the field. On lap 96, Seth Hatchell, Keith Mayato is still behind Seth Hatchell, but Seth Hatchell now looking at the 33 possibility to get around him. Doesn't look like it's going to quite work out though, as we get late in this run. It's a battle of making your passes on pit road, really, as can the 09 shove the 8 down the track now, as it looks like he's going to attempt to. Doesn't look like it's going to quite work. And now Keith Mayato making the jump down to the bottom line to get around Seth Hatchell. Can he hold it down there? Seth Hatchell comes off the corner. He is going to clear him once again. And Aaron Riley still holding on to that third place position. Keith Milo has fallen off of Seth Hatchell, but now Aaron Riley looks to have Seth Hatchell on his inside line, and Seth wasn't going to get the bumper in there. They're now on lap 145 laps do remain this time around. And I think there's no question really, Adam Baker has locked the most laps led tonight, with the second person with laps led being the second person being, looks like Keith Mayato with 6 laps led. So really, there's no question who has the most laps led in this race tonight. As Keith Mayato to the back bumper of Seth Hatchell, as they are still looking for any which way to get around each other here on lap 102. Adam Baker out to a 3-second lead. Chris Samar down pit road. We do have our first taker to pit road, as Chris Samar can make it to the end on this stop. Kurt Davidson, David Gainforth also down pit road. Actually, I'll double check here because it looks like David Gainforth, he's coming off of pit road right now. We'll go back out front to Adam Baker, who's got that 3-second lead. Seth Hatch or Shane Papala in second, Aaron Riley in third still. Lupe Gonzalez comes down pit road now. And now it looks like Seth Hatchell looked to the bottom line for a second. He didn't quite get it. And Keith Mado's looking to pounce. He isn't going to get it either. We're waiting for the next drivers down pit road, as we have 7 drivers on the lead lap. Jeff Glockner is the last car on that lead lap. Keith Milo did try to get around the 8. Didn't quite work for him, though, as they're now 36 laps waiting to see who's going to come down next. These guys have yet to have a green flag cycle, but I think they're going to have it happen here. And who is going to be the last one to come down? And if Adam Baker comes down, these guys have got to come down immediately. They're going to only be losing time. Len McNeese does come down to pit road. As Aaron Riley still holding on to that third place position. over the 8 of Seth Hatchell. Lupe Gonzalez is going to get around Lynn McNeese, who's on pit road. Seth Hatchell down to the bottom line. Can he make it? No, he is not going to make it work. Keith Miles is going to pass him on the high side. So Seth Hatchell's attempt to make a pass on the low side turns into a position lost. And now Keith Miles is going to take it right to the back bumper of the 33 of Aaron Riley. Jeff Glockner down to pit road. That'll leave 5 on the lead lap, as Adam Baker still holds on to the 3.5 second lead over Shane Papala. And Aaron Riley's not given any room to the 09 of Keith Matto, who's going to almost try to force him way up to that top line. Seth Hatchell does elect to take it down pit road, so that'll now leave 4 on the lead lap. And Keith Meidel brings it down pit road as soon as he got to the side of Aaron Riley. So now we have our top 3 on the lead lap. Adam Baker out to a 3.5 second lead and growing. Shane Papala in second, Aaron Riley in third. Jeff Glockner coming off pit road right now. And it does look like Adam Baker down to the pits. He is losing a lot of time, and so is Aaron Riley. Look to see Shane Papala did come down as well. So the top 3 down on pit road. Chris Samard gets around Keith Milo, who's coming off pit road now. So will Lupe Gonzalez. We'll look to see when does Adam Baker get off pit road compared to where Chris Samard is at. Chris Samard is coming around. We may have our new leader here. It's Chris Samard and Lupe Gonzalez across the start-finish line. And Adam Baker now coming off pit road. So Chris Samard will be your leader, I do believe. Yes, he will, when they come to the line. Your top 3 now is Chris Samard, Lupe Gonzalez, and Seth Hatchell. As we're waiting, there it is. Chris Samard will lead his first lap 1.5 seconds ahead of Lupe Gonzalez. And Lupe Gonzalez is starting to gain a little bit of time on Chris Samard, who is sitting up there. And it does look like Seth Hatchell has gained a second now on Chris Samard. Seth Hatchell down to a 6-second gap between him and Chris Samard. That time is closing pretty quickly here. Adam Baker is running the fastest laps on the track. And really, it is Seth Hatchell by 4/10 over Lupe Gonzalez. So even if Lupe catches up to Chris Samard, their tires may already be running out as they're on 13 and 12 lap old tires already. Adam Baker still sitting in fourth. Seth Hatchell in third. They are down to just over 4.5 seconds behind. They are gaining so much time right now on the top two, as they're gaining roughly a second per lap right now. Probably closer to half a second, as now Lupe Gonzalez right to the back of the 77 of Chris Samard. And Chris Samard's lead, he saw it evaporate pretty quickly. Lupe Gonzalez looking for any chance to take the lead. Still looking for his first win in the Cup Series. Is he going to look to the bottom, try to get a run off the corner? He is, and he's going to get to the high side of Chris Samard. Looks like Chris Samard is going to get it in the corner, though. Lupe Gonzalez is going to have to look to the bottom, try to make a move down there. Maybe try to fake him out. 77 into the wall. Lupe Gonzalez straight down to the apron. He is going to take the lead. He is going to lead his first lap of the night. So Lupe Gonzalez will take the lead. They got 2.5 seconds back to Adam Baker, now in third. Now trying to get around the 77 is the 24 of Jeff Glockner, who I believe is 1 lap down. And you do see the 48 and the 8 in the mix back there. Lupe Gonzalez still leads this thing. 3 laps led now for him. Adam Baker has moved into second. So has Seth Hatchell over Chris Samard into third. That gap is closing ever so quickly. Down to 7/10 now for Lupe Gonzalez, as they have 24 laps remaining here tonight. And we're seeing Lupe's chance slowly fall away, as these cars behind him have roughly 8 less laps on their tires. And we saw Adam Baker earlier tonight walk away from the field. And now Adam Baker to the back bumper of the 53. He goes down to the low side, and it's not even going to be a competition for the 48. He's going to get around Lupe Gonzalez pretty quickly. Goes up right in front of Lupe. Can he fight back for the lead? He will. The Lupe will steal another lap from the 48. As now he's going to throw it up in front of the 48. The 48's going to go down low. Try to make the pass on the exit. He almost goes to the apron, as they're still going to be side by side coming off the corner. Adam all the way down the hill. Off the corner he comes. He is way clear of the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez now, as they come to lap 124, and Adam Baker back out to his 102 laps led now, as he will take control of the field. As now Lupe Gonzalez has the 8 of Seth Hatchell right behind him. We have hit lap 125, and you know what that means. Time for the trivia question for tonight. Which driver has the most starts at Kansas without a DNF? That is Paul Menard with 13 races, as now the 8 of Seth Hatchell down to the bottom line. trying to make the pass on the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez, who's going to snap a little bit loose there right in front of the 09 of Keith Mato. 3 wide they go into turn number 1. A little bit of bouncing there off of each other. Lupe Gonzalez on that high line. Keith Mato on the midline. They are going to go back to 2 wide right in front of Lupe Gonzalez. Keith Mato to second. $20 laps to go now as Lupe Gonzalez has fallen back to 4th. He does have a pretty good gap between him and Chris Samard. As we're starting to see the laps drop off, we'll work it up here really quick on who is where for the chase. As I know we do not have Paul Zoda with us here tonight, so we'll have to work this up really quick for you guys so we know who is where at the end of tonight. As we are seeing Adam Baker still out to that pretty demanding lead. Keith Mato is trying to get near him. Adam Baker, 15 laps to go, and he is extending the lead over Keith Mato now. Take a look back at Seth Hatchell in 3rd. Lupe Gonzalez still holding on to 4th. Shane Papala in 5th. We are still trying to add up points for you guys here so we know who is where at the end of this thing. As we do have 11 to go now. Seth Hatchell getting, or Shane Papala is getting near Lupe Gonzalez for a top 5. And we do have a caution. Looks like Lynn McNeese maybe caused that one. We'll take a look back real quick. Lynn McNeese to the apron right up in front of Adam Baker. Almost ends the leader's night. Take another look at that. And right up in front of Adam Baker. Close one there by the 84. Doesn't hit anything, just a self-spin. As everybody comes down pit road for the final time tonight, David Gainforth does stay out. So if Gainforth elects to stay out and lead a lap, this will mix things up. And really, this mixes up the whole field. Some guys are going to take 2. Shane Papala did. Taking a look right now at the laps led, seeing who has bonus points. Still trying to get these points added up for you guys here tonight. As a lot of the chase drivers did lead laps tonight. Let's see if David Gainforth does lead one this time around. He will come down to pit road. So that essentially gives it to Shane Papala, who will be scored as your leader. As we are still trying to add up points here really quick for you guys. This is going to be an interesting finish here. Not only do you mix up the field with the 2 tire changes, but you put everybody back together. As they are going to double them up for the final time here tonight. Okay, I think we do have the final numbers tallied up right now. Or the potential numbers tallied up. And it does look like Chris Samard, David Gainforth, Stephen Burnett, and David Howard Jr. will be the 4 out. Pace car has dipped off. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing will have 6 to go at the line. Green flag is out. And can Shane Papala hold on to the lead? He will not at the line, so Adam Baker will lead his 116th lap tonight. A little bit of movement in the back there. Going to force it down to the bottom line. Shane Papala trying to get the run off the corner. He does not. He's going to actually get up a little bit loose in front of Keith Maddle, and he is going to fall right in line in front of Seth Hatchell. So now Keith Maddle down to the line. The 89 into the wall. Keith Maddle to the back bumper of the 48. 5 to go now. Caution ends it. Shane Papala is going to slide it in front of the 09. As now Keith Maddle down to the line, trying to hold off a late race charge by Shane Papala, who took 2 tires on that final stop. Up the hill, the 89 goes. The 09 right behind him. 09 looking for any way for the 89 of Shane Papala to make a mistake. Trying to force it to the high side. Isn't gonna get it on Shane. Meanwhile, Adam Baker out to a 7/10 lead, make it 8/10. Shane Papala down the hill he goes. He is giving it up to Keith Maddle now, as Shane Papala is going to suffer here as he's got the 8 now behind him. Shane Papala almost makes contact with the 8. Aaron Riley trying to gain position. Aaron Riley's going to shove it right in there in front of the 89. And he is going to get the outside advantage on Shane Papala now. Into the corner they go. Into the wall the 33 goes. He's still got the bumper on the 89 coming off the corner. No contact. The 89 goes down. As he is going to save it. Now he is going to lose it. And he's going to lose it on the track. We're going to have a caution to end this race. Shane Papala's 2 tires did not work out for him. But Adam Baker, dominant all night long. And he will come away with the win and the lock into the next round of the chase. As we're going to have 2 laps under caution. And then these guys will be ready to go once again. These guys will be calling it a night, really, with 2 laps remaining in the race. We do have 1 car still smoking on the track. I do believe that is Shane Papala, as he's going to limp his car to the finish line. As Adam Baker on the white flag lap, he locks his way into the Eliminator 8, and it does look like Chris Samard. And we'll have to double check here, because I think we'll have to double check the points really quick, as Adam Baker does get the win here tonight. He will lock his way into the next round of the chase. Shane Papala will finish in 9th, but he is locked into the next round. But your winner here tonight will be Adam Baker, as he will win the Kansas 145 at Kansas Speedway and get his lock into the Eliminator 8. We'll be right back with tonight's interviews right after this.
Oh, in the morning, you got me shaking that night. You got me sweating all over. talking, everybody told me so. Lord, I say, hold me in your pocket, baby, baby, let me stay. Oh, sorry, I know. Hold me down, I'm darling. You got me down on the killing floor. Yeah, down on the killing floor. Treat me wrong, fill me up with sorrow, suffer in your cheating ways. Hold my heart lower than the bottom, please, and what the couple says. Oh, you turn me out, you treat me wrong, you hold me down, I'm darling. You got me down on the killing floor. Yeah, down on the killing floor. Everybody tells me so. Shake me down, leave me with the pieces, baby, baby, let me go. Oh, you turn me out, you treat me wrong, you hold me down, darling. You got me down on the killing floor. Yeah, down on the killing floor.
All right, and we are back now. We'll bring Adam Baker straight into the booth. Adam Baker, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you did everything right tonight. You lead 122 laps, but more importantly, you lock your way into the Eliminator 8. How does it feel?
I'm relieved, man. I think I was going to make it into that round regardless of where I finished tonight. But that last restart, I was so worried that, Shane was going to get in front of me and I wasn't going to be able to get back to the lead or somebody else would get in front of me. I can't believe the race went the way it did. It was such a great time out there. I can't wait to come back to this place, I guess.
Yeah, the big changing point was really when we had those green flag stops. Explain to us kind of what was going through your mind when that happened, because you had quite the distance you had to make up on Lupe and Chris Samard.
Yeah, I saw those guys pitted a little bit early. I was kind of gauging when I was going to pit based on Keith and Seth, because they were the guys that I was racing against for that first part of the race. And so I saw Seth came in, and I knew that if I stayed out a couple more laps, I might lose the lead, but I wouldn't lose it by much, and I'd have a couple lap fresher tires, which would make a big difference. And he'd have to really come flying around the track to make it up. So I was just watching those guys and saw they both went in, and so I pitted a couple laps later, and I wasn't too worried about Lupe or Chris because I knew they pitted quite a bit earlier and they were going to be falling off really fast. So as long as the caution didn't come out, I was going to be in good shape to get by all of them, and I did. And when Len spun there in front of me, man, I was scared out of my mind. I can't believe I missed him. I didn't see him coming from the left. He was in my blind spot, and all I saw was the 84 right in front of me, and I thought the race was over at that point, but just squeaked by and was able to get out in front there at the end.
Now, this does once again lock. I mean, you were gonna make it regardless if you won tonight or not, but this does kind of, I guess, lock yourself into the Eliminator 8. But next week, you guys do kick off that Eliminator 8 as you go to Martinsville, What are you expecting out there?
I like Martinsville. It's not my best track. I usually run pretty decently there. I think I got a top 10 earlier in the season. As long as I can, stay out of trouble and finish somewhere in the top 5 or top 10, or possibly grab a win, I'll be happy with that. But just want to make it to the end.
Well, congrats on your win here tonight, and you take some momentum into the Eliminator 8 round of the chase. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I'd like to thank you, Steve, up there at PBR Broadcasting. I'd like to thank all the admins for everything that they do for the league. I'd like to thank my teammates at MB Motorsports, Seth, Joe, and Shane, who came out tonight. It was a lot of fun racing with those guys, and glad we could get some good finishes. I'd like to thank the sponsor for the race and for the series, Lazy Days, and I'd like to thank BZ Design for finally getting a win and being on the car, and all the fans came out and watched.
Well, congrats once again on your win here tonight. Once again, you do start second. You come away with a win, 122 laps led tonight. Great finish by you as you move into the Eliminator 8 round of the chase.
All right, thank you.
That was Adam Baker who won the race tonight. We'll now go to Keith Mayato. Keith Mayato, you got a copy?
10-4.
Well, you put the pressure on Adam for quite a while. That caution didn't really work out in your favor, it looked like, as you were gaining time under green flag conditions when you guys did those pit stops. Kind of take us through what was going through your mind on that last caution. Not the caution that was right in front of Adam Baker.
Oh, at that point, I think I was actually losing. We were like give and take about a tenth, and I was starting to lose grip coming out of the corner. I was hoping that he would, fall off, but I knew the laps were counting down, and my chances of catching were pretty slim.
Well, you were already locked into the Eliminator 8, so you didn't really have to worry coming in tonight. But next week, you start off fresh. You got 8 different guys battling with you as you go to Martinsville. How's your approach going into Martinsville?
Try to finish. From last time I remember, I'm pretty horrible there. So if I can finish top 5, I'd be very happy with that.
All right. Well, you do start first tonight. You come in with a second place finish, and you lead 6 laps. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
Everyone at JC and Lazy Days Racing for being a great sponsor and sponsoring the series, and for yourself, Steven, for doing a great job out there.
All right. Well, congrats on your second place finish tonight. We hope to talk to you out of Martinsville.
I'll try my best. Take care.
That was Keith Mayato who would finish second tonight. We'll go to third place Seth Hatchell now, as it looks like Seth already pulled off the track on our clips. But Seth Hatchell, do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you had a pretty decent run out there tonight, as it looked like we were saying with already slipping my mind, Keith Mayato. Had it stayed green, do you think you would have had a shot?
Oh, I don't think I would have had a shot staying green. I burned the tires up and hit the wall a couple of times. It was just so hard to pass. I knew once Adam and Keith got by me, they were long gone.
And that was something that we saw tonight. We saw a lot of times where guys would be stuck behind another driver, and I believe we saw it with you for a long time early in the run. Kind of talk us through the difficulties of trying to make a pass here.
It's really, really frustrating. If you don't have like 5-lap-old tires, past that you can't do anything with them. At least some tracks, you can get to the outside of them, kind of make them run the bottom. But here, the only thing I'd seen even remotely work was just hanging on the left rear quarter panel. Even that was difficult with the progressive banking here. But with that said, I think it wasn't too bad of a run tonight.
Well, you do start fourth tonight. You come away with a third place finish. You are already locked into the Eliminator 8, so you have that coming to you. You do lead 1 lap as well. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I want to thank you, Steven, for broadcasting the races. Got to thank the league sponsors and the admins. Got to thank my teammates we do a great job of helping each other out. run fast races.
Congrats on your third place finish here tonight, and we hope to talk to you next week out at Martinsville.
Yep, thank you.
And that was Seth Hatchell, and we'll now take a look at tonight's results. As it would be Adam Baker coming away with the win tonight. We will also take a look at tonight's the grid going into the Eliminator 8 round of the chase. But it would be Keith Mayato finishing second, Seth Hatchell in third. Aaron Riley would finish fourth tonight. Great finish by him. Lupe Gonzalez would finish fifth. Kurt Davidson would finish sixth tonight. David Gainforth in seventh. Jeff Glockner will finish eighth. Shane Papala in ninth. Lynn McNeese in 10th. Chris Samard would finish 11th. Joe Mitchell in 12th. Brian Neff in 13th. Paul Cohen in 14th. And rounding out your field tonight would be Justin Kern. Did we get this updated? No, we did not. But your 8 into the chase are Adam Baker, Keith Mayato, Shane Papala, Kurt Davidson, Joe Mitchell, Lupe Gonzalez, Aaron Riley, and Seth Hatchell. So with that, fortunately that didn't work out like we thought it would, but we'll go on with the ending of the show tonight. Thank you to the many sponsors that support Southern Motorsports, including iRacing World, O2 Derm Relief, Cindy's Finds, Portside Jaguar and Land Rover, Joe Owen Towing, Amy's Jewel Sense, Hardy's, CS Hobby, BZ Designs, and Lazy Days Racing. Thank you to the admins of SoMO, Paul Zoda, Aaron Riley, Joe Mitchell, and Jeff Glockner for allowing Parks Brothers Broadcasting to bring you the race here tonight. Thanks to everyone at home for watching, and make sure to subscribe to Parks Brothers Broadcasting for your weekly Lazy Days Racing broadcast. Next week, SoMO kicks off the Eliminator 8 round of the chase at the Paperclip Martinsville Speedway, and you can catch all the action live here on PBR Broadcasting. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.
code we all swore. For this life we have chosen. We armed soldiers to a common war we fight. And to this passion of love we may fail and die.